No worries. So guys, I've asked you already the big question, the $1 million question.
Yeah.
It's will I go to heaven when I die?
Yeah.
And you said, what do you think?
No, no, certainly not, because I feel I've not done good enough yet in life to be, going there
Right.
in heaven. I want to do good to people as well, so that, I feel myself that, I'm the right person to go in heaven.
And do you have a religious background?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So I belong to India.
Right.
So we come from really strong religious background of Jainism.
Right.
So I used to be not too much into like my religion,
Yeah.
but lately it feels yes, you just if you want to feel peaceful and nice,
Yeah.
it's nice to feel connected with that.
Sure.
So yeah.
Do they believe in karma?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember your previous life to this one? No.
No, I wish. I wish. But no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to tell you something that's the opposite of karma.
Okay.
Because karma gives you what you deserve,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And what I want to share is something that we don't deserve.
Yeah.
But first, I've got some. Before I tell you the good news,
Yeah.
I have some bad news because good news doesn't make sense
Yeah.
sometimes unless we know the bad news.
Yes,
God
sir.
has a standard. If we're going to get to heaven, there's certain requirements. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Criteria that we have to do. And He says things like, "You shall not lie, you shall not steal, or use God's name in vain." Have you heard of any of these before?
Yeah, of course. These are like basics. We know that we've been brought up that way. That
Yeah.
you shouldn't be stealing things and should always be honest. And
Yeah.
Yeah, we know certain
Yeah.
like steps.
Right. So have
Yeah.
you broken some of those? Have you lied before?
Oh, I
Not-
would have.
not-
I would have 1,000 times.
1,000 times. Yeah. There we go.
Small and big, you don't realize it, but yeah.
When getting less score, yes. When I
Yes.
used to get less score in school, I used to lie to my parents. Yeah, I scored well. Don't worry. But yeah, I've
Yeah.
done.
And I've lied as well. Have you
Yeah.
stolen anything, even something really small?
Yes.
Yeah. You as well?
I
Yeah.
was in school, I've shoplifted.
Shoplifted. Yeah.
No, my daddy's wallet. So I used to steal money,
Okay, there we
and
go.
then I used to, when I used to sleep, I used to just murmur in his ear, "Dad, I stole blah 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 from your pocket."
Right.
And I
Okay.
had told you, you were
But that's all in
stealing.
fun, like the
Yeah.
intention's not bad.
Yeah,
When you're a kid,
Yeah.
you just want to prank around.
Yeah.
But then when you realize it later that
Yeah.
that's not right.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I understand. Well, shoplifting is quite serious. Yeah.
Yeah.
And heavy
yeah,
as
yeah.
well for the shop.
But not here when
Have
I-
you ever said God's name in vain?
No, never.
You know what I mean? Like, oh
Yeah.
my, and then you say God. You ever said that expression?
Could be maybe, yeah, like it's an instinct you sometimes do say,
like
but
as a surprise. Oh my.
oh my, yeah,
Yeah,
of
say
course,
God.
yes,
You
yes,
said that
yeah,
as well?
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, God says the person who says my name in vain won't be guiltless. We're guilty if we say his name in vain. Yeah.
okay.
It's quite serious because here on earth it's a common expression, whereas God sees it's quite serious. We're guilty with it actually is a lot heavier than we anticipated at first. And Jesus, when he lived on this earth, he said, you talk about adultery, if we commit adultery, but he says, even if we look at someone to lust after them, we've committed adultery in our heart.
Yeah.
Now, I've done that. Is that something you'd be guilty of through your entire life? Have you ever looked with lust?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's just for me though.
No,
Yeah,
but-
but in our entire life, it's just one of those things. There's difference, if you're
Yeah.
married, that's
Yeah.
not lust, that's in love. But
Yeah.
sometimes we look, and I've looked in my entire life at,
Yeah.
at certain levels and times
Yeah.
before. So I'm not judging, that's why I've done the same thing. But if God judges our life and he sees that
Yeah.
we've lied, lusted,
Yeah.
and we've hated someone, we've got murder in our heart.
Yeah.
Would you have ever done that before as well?
No, not I've hated somebody that extent, but
Yeah.
I've done something like I told you, I've lied, I've
Right.
stolen. So these are the guilt I have inside
Yeah.
me. Like when I'm grown up, I'm at this
Yeah.
stage, I'm married, and I feel that I have to be more mature, and what I've done is
Yeah.
not right.
Yeah.
So I'm like always saying, just forgive me for what I've done. It's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgiveness is part of it, but
Yeah.
we've got a problem when we break God's law
Yeah.
because see, when we break the law here, there's consequences,
Yeah.
and God's, like when I said the expression of OMG
Yeah.
is much more severe with God. So the penalty is much more than what it would be here. God says that all liars will end up in the lake of fire. When I talk about hating someone, that could just be momentary anger where we lost our temper with someone and we go, I'm really sorry, I got it.
Is it the fight we have with partners and you like,
It could,
you're like,
it could even be that. Yeah.
but it's not, but it's not like you hate to a level that
Yeah.
but it's like you kind of not agreeing to same thing at
Yeah.
the moment.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
But even so, I've had unjust anger. So what God's law shows us is that no one is good.
Yeah.
See, we could be good here on earth,
Right.
but compared to God, He says no one is good, which means no one's perfect. We've all lied, we've all stolen, looked with lust, probably hated someone, disobeyed our parents, said God's name in vain.
Yeah.
And so God says that all liars will have their part in the lake of fire, which is worse than, worse than karma. Doesn't give you a second chance. He said, we get chance after chance and we blow it, and we end up in hell. Liars, thieves, blasphemers, adulterers will not enter the kingdom of God. So we're all heading to hell. That's the bad news. We can't come back in the next life because even if we do, as I said, we'll still make those same sins.
That's scary.
So,
That's scary.
Yeah, how do we avoid hell?
I think we
That's
have
a big
done,
question.
Yeah. I don't know because we have done a lot past our, I'm 30. So like past my 30 years, I've done so much in my life which is wrong as per, what God thinks.
Yeah.
And which is wrong actually, not just what God is thinking.
Yeah.
I think. I give up.
I don't think it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
Everybody does bad things, but then you try and mend it in small ways that you can.
Yeah.
Pray that works for you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Improve on small things that you think is right, but
Yeah, maybe helping others.
Yeah.
Being like more socially available for people who are in need is what I feel is one.
blame yourself for what you've done.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, what you're saying would work here on earth. For example, if I was working at a job and I was a terrible employee and then I realized, look, I need to start fixing this, and I say, look, I'm going to work longer shifts, I'm going to be kinder, and I'm going to improve. And people say, you've done really well. But with God, it's not quite that way. We're already guilty. And it's like me in court and I'm about to go to jail for the rest of my life, and I say to a judge, I'm going to improve now, I'm going to pray, and I'm really sorry. I still have to go to jail. So God is so just. He said we lie and all liars go to the lake of fire. We can't reverse that. But remember I said I want to give you the opposite of karma. See, karma gives you what you deserve. If we got what we deserve, we'd end up in hell. But you want me to tell you what the good news is?
Yes.
I don't want to leave you thinking.
I was thinking.
I know, I don't want to leave you thinking, oh no, I'm caught here. I want to get to heaven and I want that for you. God wants none to perish, He says. He doesn't want anyone to go to hell. People will choose that, but there's good news. You see, we've broken the law, we deserve hell. Jesus came 2,000 years ago to pay your fine. Same with yours and mine. He died on a cross. You've probably heard of that.
Yes, of course.
And when He died on the cross, He said 3 words, it is finished. That means your debt was paid in full. Right? He settled your account. You had sin, and He said, I've paid it for you. So you can walk free. All that sin, all that guilt, it's done. I paid for it with my life's blood. Everything you'll ever do in the future, it's all taken care of. And He rose from the dead because He's not just a good guy, He's God that became one of us. And He said, if you turn away from your sin, and we're sorry for the lies, lust, theft, hatred, whatever we've done wrong, instead of trusting me, I trust in Jesus. My whole life is trusted in Him. He gives you the free gift of everlasting life. Free gift. So this is the opposite of karma. I don't deserve this. I don't, but I've received that free gift by saying, Jesus, my life belongs to you, and there's no other God. He says, have no other gods before me, which means if I've had another God in my life, I'm walking away from that because nothing can save me except Jesus. Does this make sense to you?
It does. It's like I am somebody who believes in a certain energy instead of, a figure. So I believe on teaching what all the gods have taught me. So, I want to gather all the positives around it. I do not believe in certain direction. I believe in what the wholesome I'm getting out of. So I do understand because, I was in a Christian school, so I know the whole story. I'm brought up
Yeah.
you know, with all the stories and
Yeah.
carols and
Sure.
everything. I relate myself to everything.
Yeah.
So I know what he has done, and we are, you know, blessed that in a silver spoon.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like
Yeah.
grateful. Like,
Well, the good thing about what Jesus did is he's not just bringing a new religion
Yeah.
among others. Now we have a choice to follow him or not, or
Yeah.
follow whatever we want to. But he said, "I am the way."
yeah,
He said, "I am the truth and the life. No one can come to the Father, to God, except through me." So that's what I want you to think about, because he made it exclusive. You can't have Jesus and someone else. Like, you guys are married.
yeah,
You can't have another partner. Say, well, people do that, but
No.
that's not right, is it? And we know that. But what I'm saying is, God is a jealous God. He wants to know us in a relationship, but we can't have other gods. And that means idols. Like, it could be, some people, their God is TV and internet. As in, it's what they give their most attention to. Whatever people serve. Some people, it's their career. That's like their God. They're serving their career. And so God says, I want you to follow me. I want to be your number one. I want your life to be all about Jesus. Because when you have him, you're saved forever. And you also know him in a relationship. It doesn't mean you don't have other friends or anything like that. It just means he's now in control of your life. He's got the steering wheel.
yeah.
So will you give this some serious thought?
Yeah, you know, I still believe in that positive and the one energy, instead of what we have to give attention to, like to Jesus
Yeah.
teaches. It's about the good things I want to learn, the teachings, the preachings he had,
Yeah.
and maybe the other gods have.
Yeah.
But yeah, not like I just don't want to be like one detective. I want to know everything, like
Yeah.
every good thing on this
Yeah.
world.
Well, compare Christianity to those other religions, because what you'll find is Jesus will say, I am the way.
Yeah,
And it's exclusive again. He
Yeah.
said, no one can come to God except through me, meaning we can't have other gods.
Yeah.
And we don't need other gods when we have him. We have everything we need for life and godliness found in Jesus. That's what he tells us. Yeah.
We come
Yeah.
from a very strong religious background
Yeah.
ourselves, and if you would have known that side of history, belongs to
Yeah.
Jainism,
Yeah.
which came from Mahavir, which is parallel to Buddhism.
Yeah.
So we believe in that, like she said.
Yeah.
Even I was brought up in a Christian school, and I know the preachings there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't compare religions.
Yeah.
But we don't think that only one side of preaching is the true way of preaching.
Yeah.
It's just where you brought up and where you've grown is
Yeah.
what you believe.
Yeah. That's what I want you guys to have a think about that, because if Jesus said that he is the only way, and he said, it's been said that there's no other name under heaven on earth by which we can be saved. It's only through Jesus. And he said, narrow is the gate that leads to life on that narrow path. There's a lot of ways, and I respect people, but Jesus is saying we can choose any way we want. He's saying this is the way. It will
But I
lead,
want to read more
it
about
will lead to life. But we
Might have.
Yeah, I know you'll
Sorry.
probably have to get going, but just
Yeah.
give that some thought. And
yeah.
if you've ever read a Bible, I don't know if you've had one, if you've gone to a Christian school,
I didn't know.
you can read a Bible online. You can download one on your phone. Read the book of John, because it talks about the life. And ask the Lord, and just say, if this is true, what do I need to do? And have a think about it. Yeah, that's all I want you. But lovely to talk to you guys. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it a lot. Yeah, have an
Good luck
awesome
with your channel.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Yeah, that's a gift for you.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care. They got to hear the message. They were very open, but it just comes down to, we want to have everything. It's like that smorgasbord of religion, but it's just that exclusivity. And when we know Jesus, we just don't know. We just would never want to know anyone else except Christ. And so pray for them.